Hello traders, welcome to this Monday afternoon market update. It is the 6th of September and we've had a fairly significant development on the price action over the past 24 hours. So I do want to cover that in this video. I also want to very quickly cover the price action we are getting right now with this extremely important daily level currently being tested as support as we got this swing failure of the highs that has led to these lower prices, and we are starting to see if this can hold within this 51,335 area. So I probably just need to rewind a little bit and tell you why this is so significant right now. So let's just quickly go on to the daily chart, and we can see from back here on the 26th of March 2021, earlier on in the year when we were in this major uptrend, this was the last point of bullish market structure before we went into this downtrend. Okay, so let me explain. We have our highs, our lows, our higher high, our higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then at this point it breaks down, it tests this level once, gets a bounce, loses it. Okay, so this is very important. Loses this level, changes market structure. For the first time in the year, we got this change of major market structure off of a daily time frame at this point on the chart. It did obviously trigger a nice bounce back into our point of control, and then ultimately led to this big move down to test our yearly open. Okay, so that was a very, very significant day and a very significant level on this. You can see here's the level, tested once, loses it, comes back up, bounces, loses it again, and cannot get above. Okay, so it is holding here as resistance that then does lead to this big move down. And we have had the first daily close above this level since, well, obviously we were all the way back here in May. Okay, so this is a very important level, and Bitcoin is currently testing it as support right now. Now, I'll go over my bias in a minute, because I do believe that this is a more distribution phase in the market, and I have taken a short position again today from the highs, and I will look to compound that short if we do lose this daily level, and that's how important I do believe this to be. So let's zoom in again and let's just take a look at this. So we can see here, okay, over the weekend, and this is the thing, okay, we're within this area where we had some really nice trades, okay, over the last few days, and we had some good moves down, some good moves up. We had a great trade, a few swing failure patterns, a few bounces off of VWAP, things like that. And then on the Sunday evening, with very low liquidity, it was able to come up here and finally break this level that we have been waiting for yeah, a really, really long time on this chart. We've been within this range for a few weeks now, and yeah, just been looking for this level finally to get hit. Breaks through it Sunday night, low liquidity, easy to do, gets a swing failure on a Monday morning just as markets start to wake up, and yeah, now we're seeing a possible loss of this level. And I do think if we do lose this, we could be seeing again much lower prices. So yeah, zooming back out. I hope everyone is following. So let's just go over resistance. Okay, we clearly, this is red. It is for me the biggest resistance that we do have on this chart until this basically 56,600 area and above. So I do believe if it continues to hold here, then it will give us targets much higher. We'll see how this develops, as it is testing support right now. And yeah, that's more or less the level to the upside that I do see. Okay, so we're at this resistance. I'm certainly not looking for long positions whilst we're up here. There's a long way down, but of course, if we do get some relatively decent dips, at least locally, we can scalp some long positions and see if any of them can move to higher prices as well. It has to be said that we're still in this higher highs, higher low market structure once again. So it wouldn't be really until we basically take out these lows down here that things would start to turn a lot more bearish. Okay, we still have significant support here. So yeah, I think that's basically covers my targets to the upside. So we have a weekly order block. Okay, so that's going to be very important. On top of that, we have a monthly level up here, and on top of that, as resistance, of course, I'm sure everyone is aware of this by now, we do have this golden pocket area coming in right where price is now, and the upper boundary of that just gives us a couple of $100 higher, and we can start to see maybe around these lows here. But realistically, this is the resistance. Okay, this is the big one that we've been waiting for a long time, and finally getting it today, and getting the opportunity to take these short positions back down a little bit lower again. So now let's go over our support. Okay, so we'll start at local support. Where could that be? So first of all, let's go really local. Okay, and actually for this, I probably just want to bring up our TPO chart. So let's take a look at our TPO, and we can see here single prints. Okay, and once again, time that to perfection, didn't I? So we have had that move down to fill yesterday's single prints that were made from that move up. This is the first set that it did create. We have now filled that inefficiency on the chart, and you'd expect a bounce here. Okay, so we've come down perfectly to this $51,075 area, 51,080, round about that area on this TPO chart. Got that bounce exactly off the bottom here, and are now, seeing, as we can see right here, price starting to get a bounce off of that. Now we do have this single print area that has just been formed through this. Lower down, we do have a naked point of control from yesterday. We do also have a potential 80% setup in play if we do get this move down back inside yesterday's value area that would lead us all the way down here. Okay, so we've got to be looking at targets lower. We know our resistance. We've got a daily point of control at 51,830. We've got these single prints. We've now got our value area and our initial balance as resistance, and we will have our VWAP as resistance as well here also. So we do need to be aware of that. We see our VWAP starting to come down. So now it does appear losing this daily level at 51,300 and whatever, 35. It now is, for me, looking more towards these short positions. I am in that short position, and seeing if there's an opportunity to take each point of resistance and just start to get this pushed down a little bit. Sorry, bulls, but that's the way that this market is looking to be this morning so far anyway. But anyway, that's not to say you can't scalp longs either. Man, my brain this morning. You can also scalp longs. Okay, we got a scalp long off of the daily. We've got an hour scalp long off of this low of the single prints. If we come down to 50,200 area, you've got previous day point of control. Once again, you can take a little long position off of that. But that's probably enough on the TPO. I won't go into too much more detail on that. And then we have other levels to be aware of as well. So we do have, if we take it from this low, lining up with down here, so 49,800 kind of area. Is there anything once again on the TPO for this 49,800 to act as any confluence? It's within this region, isn't it? So we do have the daily, the open that we did have on Sunday around that area, and we do have this point of control from Saturday. So if we take the weekend as a whole, we're probably looking at that as being pretty major volume within that area down there. So we do have the value area low of the weekend coming in around that 49,800 region. Once again, let's just hide that and move back over onto TradingView. So first support, very local there. And then we can start to bring this down, and we're looking at this 48,800 area, this weekly level that has from... So we do have this weekly level. This is now a little kind of order block that we're putting in here. You can see how it had this pause, this move up, and you would expect any test of this weekly to once again get a bounce. But ultimately, if we are looking at a major high being put in here, and we do lose this daily level and cannot confirm a daily open and close above it, then I do ultimately think we're going to be coming below these levels as well. So we know our local support. Again, careful not to get overexposed in here. It's okay to take long positions, it's okay to take short positions, but just not really the place you want to be overexposed in either right now, because we have been short squeezing any shorts that have been held for too long. And the longs, if you do get caught offside and we do get a change of market structure, we're looking at big moves, okay? We're looking at the potential for big moves down. So we can take these lows. We could come down here to this daily level. And then it starts to get really interesting, okay? So 44,400 is really interesting. I'll go over that in just a second. 42,000, again, very interesting, taking out all of these lows that have been put in and getting some support back on what was once previously resistance, okay, as we came out of this range. So again, levels, many levels to be aware of on this. I'm going to bring up the web exo as well quickly on here, just so I don't need to go back onto the desktop version. 40 naked points of control, okay, 50,000 and 225. We've got another one down here, $47,000. And then once again, what I was saying about the 44K, 44,400, this big NPOC that we do have lower down. Now, I do believe these inefficiencies will get filled on this chart, okay? If they don't, this is just incredibly bullish and we are going to be going to all-time highs. But I do believe that before we get to all-time highs, I think we could still do that later in the year, but I do see us moving down, okay? And I still believe we're in a distribution phase of the market and that we are going to see lower prices. The same way that I was saying down here, okay? When we were all the way down here, we had these inefficiencies on the chart. Everyone was getting bullish. We had these naked points of control that were put in. We knew price was going to come down and fill these before we got a bounce, okay? But we did believe that this was going to end up being a short squeeze. Ends up turning into a big move up of, what, 50, 60% or wherever we are. It's that same kind of thing now, that same feeling that I'm getting that it's starting to get pretty high up here. So yeah, do trade this with caution. Don't be overexposed into long positions and just be careful with your trading, because if this does turn, it can turn very quickly, okay? Yeah, I think that's everything probably on Bitcoin. Ethereum as well, very significant on Ethereum. Let's just have a look at this. CME gap. Okay, so Ethereum right back here again on the 14th of May earlier this year, created this huge gap to the downside, okay? Took out all of its market structure once again. Could not get back above these lows that were put in. So as soon as it got that market structure, initiated that huge move down. And today, this morning, after all of this time, it's finally come back and filled that gap. So massively significant here on Ethereum as well. But we're still in an uptrend, okay? And we still do need to be aware that there are targets higher. And yeah, this can still happen. But that's a really significant thing on Ethereum. So ETH BTC, once again, kind of looks a bit toppy right now. So yeah, we do need to monitor this, and we do need to be aware that with everyone getting so incredibly bullish and expecting all-time highs, we've hit very, very significant levels, okay? And this is institutional traders here that may have been caught out, okay? You have a big move down of, let's just think about this practically for a second. You've got big institutional traders, right? Who are maybe not used to the kind of volatility we get in crypto. We have a weekend move that takes price down and opens almost 15% below where their position may be. So this could be people that are very bullish and not expecting a massive weekend dump, maybe. And yeah, then they wake up on a Monday morning 15% down from where this closed, okay? That's going to cause a lot of selling pressure here if any of those traders are still around, right? And so we do have to be aware of that. What we also have is Litecoin hit its target over the weekend. I did update the group about this. We were looking at this as being the major resistance that was on this chart. This on the BTC pair at least of 4,500 sats, this monthly level and this golden pocket. This was the big resistance that we did have identified. On the US dollar chart, we have taken out all of these highs from back here. Okay, so we've taken out most of the liquidity. Didn't take out that high at the top, or maybe it did. Let me just have a look. This is only one exchange, so it may have done this on other exchanges. We're just looking at spot price here. But came right up into this level, and again is seeing this rejection. So once again, very, very significant. On perpetuals, it did take out those highs from Coinbase. Okay, so yeah, we're at massive resistance on Litecoin as well. So I have been very, very bullish on Litecoin. I now think it's time to just chill out on that one as well. Link, another one, came up to its monthly target here. Okay, so this was another one that we were in long positions. We were looking for this monthly. We've basically hit that monthly level. And what are we seeing on this big log scale channel? We are once again at an area where we can continuously see these pivots in price. Okay, so Link again looks pretty much like resistance. Dot. Okay, these are levels that we'd identified ages ago. These have been here for a while, coming into resistance. Okay. What else can we look at? I'm just going to go through a couple more, and just to give people a sense of like why I'm saying be cautious. Cardano, almost up into that 1.272 there. Okay, if we go on to linear, and coming pretty close as well to this $3.40 level that we were targeting for the smart contract launch that is going to be next week. So again, Cardano looking like it could be seeing some resistance with this area. Although at the moment, you'd have to say coming back down to support. So I would expect a little bounce off of this. I'm not going to cover any more of the alts, but yeah, I think that probably wraps it up for my video. And I wonder if there's anything else that I can say on this. It seems all my drawings have disappeared on here anyway. So where have they all gone? There we go. They're back again. So yeah, I'd say at the moment, Bitcoin, very important support. So let's see how this develops. At the moment, holding it okay. We've had some wicks below. That's fine. In fact, I quite like what I'm seeing right now. So I have just taken a long position off of that. Yeah. So just seeing these wicks down below, and I do think that a scalp long is a pretty good safe bet at this point. We know we've came back and filled these single prints now. We know it's holding so far this daily level on slightly higher time frames. We've had a wick below. We're now possibly looking at a move back into this VWAP or weekly open area. Yeah, I think that's about everything. So final thoughts again. I've probably said this enough times. Still in an uptrend, but just about every major cryptocurrency out there that we have been trading over the past few weeks has reached target. Okay, and if everything has reached target and we're not really looking for longs anymore because we're happy with where things have gone, where could things be going next? So yeah, we'll see how it develops. Happy to get into more long positions if we can confirm this. And as you see, I'm still happy to take longs, but with a more bearish bias right now as well. So yeah, a bit rambly this morning. It is a Monday. I'm engaged brain a little bit more. I'll be better flow later on in the week. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers. Bye.